How did Todd Chrisley get 12 years in prison and Jen Shah gets 6.5? You have someone who has
victims
who
have provided victim statements who were over the age of 55.
Julie Chrisley slams fellow reality star Jen Shah as her and her husband Todd report to federal prison to start serving their sentence.
So we're standing by our truth that it is not guilty. There are no victims.
There were no victim statements received to our knowledge.
Exactly.
We made a commitment that we were not going to give up.
On daughter Savannah's Unlocked podcast, recorded 1 week before Julie surrendered to prison, the Chrisley Knows Best star opened up.
And I just want to say to everyone that we thank you. We thank you for your continued prayers and your support.
Last year, the couple was found guilty of bank fraud and tax evasion. Prosecutors said Todd and Julie took out over $30 million in fraudulent bank loans to fund their lavish lifestyle.
We grew up in a very small rural town, and now our main home is 30,000 square feet.
I have 2 dishwashers, which is a must if you can possibly have it.
Meanwhile, in the Bravo-verse,
What do you want to say to the family?
the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star got the same critique in court.
I have an entire staff that works for me every day. They're called the Shah Squad.
Jen was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison after pleading guilty to committing wire fraud.
We're looking for Jen Shah. You're accused of the
There were hundreds of victims who were elderly.
As the mother-daughter duo sees it, the Chrisleys' punishments don't fit their alleged crimes.
There were so many different things, and she got 6.5 years. Make that make sense.
Yep.
Because then on the other side, you have someone who has not admitted to guilt and who will stand firm in that.
Right.
There are no victims.
There were no victim statements. There were no victim statements read. There were no victim statements received to our knowledge.
Exactly.
If only people knew that things that they did for people on a day-to-day basis, they're the 2 most giving people I think I've ever met in my entire life.
Another devastating detail, the podcast was recorded on Julie's 50th birthday.
I love you.
I love you.
You are the greatest human being I think I've ever met.
I've never seen 2 people, my parents, be so steadfast in their faith. In the end, the truth will prevail. It may get harder before it gets easier, but we have faith.
And Savannah's looking to adopt her mom's positive attitude as she navigates this next chapter.
Hopefully I will learn some of your, your abilities of just keeping my mouth shut a little more.
Just be a little nicer, Savannah.
A little nicer, a little kinder. And I'm just going to keep it that way for now because, frankly, well, it's life. So until next time, I love you, Mama.
I love you.